You run Hellbringer a little bit, but these kind of the top, the Evil Corporation, Complexity, the Bad Monkey Gaming, they don't run Hellbringer. Do you understand why? Like, do you really think Hellbringer is a very, very strong hero that teams should be running?
First off, if I'm not completely mistaken, Evil Corporation actually ran the Hellbringer, I think in 2 games or something this cycle. So I think it's just a matter of, are people willing to sacrifice their, kind of standard or comfort heroes in order to pick up a Hellbringer kind of hero that you haven't really played for a very long time because it hasn't been viable at all. And I think for us it wasn't really the biggest problem, or for Reason Gaming, for example, because we've been playing with that hero for a bit and running lineups around that hero.
Yeah.
And yeah, those other teams really I feel like they'd rather want their comfort heroes than try those kind of new heroes, which is why they are probably starting to pick up on the Hellbringer now, as we've seen that already, but so far they haven't really gotten the chance to.
Yeah. We'll see again here in game number 2 now. Magnus, Torture, and Pebbles is what they finish with. You had the Swiftblade Behemoth and then the Puppet Master once again for BMG. So a lot of similar heroes in general between these 2 games, but a couple of different ones at that. So Pebbles, again for Reason Gaming, going to try to get a strong solo mid option here. And ooh, Magebane they like as their carry. So going to see the Magebane here. What do you think? How does it fit this game?
I'm not sure. I mean, it's kind of greedy against a hero like Puppet with a lot of lockdown and then the ulti. But I guess once he gets the shrunken head, he's going to be in a good spot. So yeah, it might not be too bad. So if the Hellborn team actually decides to run the Suicide Swiftblade, then he's going to have a fantastic time. He's not going to really have a lot of trouble sustaining himself in the lane against the Magebane.
Oh, the Swiftblade isn't against the Magebane? So you think the Swiftblade should have a decent time in that case?
Yeah, I mean, see, okay, he's actually against a Torture as well. So maybe not that decent, but he should still do fine. Probably not going to die at all.
All right, well, see if that matchup takes place. In BMG, again, BMG, they're definitely a team. It could do a Baltazar Swiftblade within a Puppet Master middle. Again, in fact, they just ran the Puppet middle last game, so that wouldn't be out of the question. Behemoth could suicide, something like that. So, but yeah, it does feel like BMG, whenever they get a hero like a Behemoth or a Magnus, they like to do it more of a secondary support instead. So, probably end up there as they go Empath with their support option. So the Empath versus the Torture support coming out here. So now back to Reason. They, I guess, would need a jungler or a possible suicide, unless they were planning to run the Magnus there. That's what we're looking at probably.
I think they're going to get a second support here. They need to secure the farm on Magebane as well as on Pebbles. So they're very likely going to run a dual mid and a dual bottom lane.
Yeah. Secondary support option, so. I mean, they got the Magnus for that, though, if that's the case.
Yeah, but they can't lane Magnus bottom. I'm completely wrong, okay.
Yeah. Don't you love when that happens? You're like, all right, and they go the complete opposite of what I said. All right.
Yeah, I mean, they're already dealing with the Puppet Master again, though, and now they have a Pebbles that is on Slaska. What is going on?
They're swapping it. Yeah, they're probably keeping BMG guessing a little bit. We're not going to see a Bunny Lover Magebane, I'm pretty sure of that.
Probably not, no, yeah. So if it's going to be the Pebbles against the Puppet in 1v1, though, Puppet is going to dominate him heavily. Which I'm kind of scared of, to be fair.
Midas left open to the final pick. Midas seems like he has dropped a little bit with some teams. Remake?
Fusen Swiftblade?
He said remake, no remake, swap grief. But yeah, Fusen on the Swiftblade. What is happening here? I've heard they've done this. Something's coming back to, like, apparently they do like a roaming Swiftblade. I think this is a thing that they've done before, apparently.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. I don't think we've actually seen it here on Honcast that I can remember, but I did hear about like some scrims going on recently or some practicing with this. Either that or it's a jungling, but no, he even buys boots right off the bat, so probably going to be just like a pure roaming Swiftblade empath, which, I mean, it's a strong combination, so could set up kills for sure. That would be different, though. That would be very different. Boxy playing the Behemoth, yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I guess the dual wall combo is going to be good against the Torture, catching him out of position. Because they're not gonna pick off the Mage Bane, that's for sure. And not the Drunken, most likely, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, going to be interesting to see how this works out.
Yeah, not your everyday strat. So, you know, it's kind of funny, just as we're talking about BMG kind of going back to their roots, and you saw the lineup last game, and it definitely made a little more sense of what we're used to seeing from them, and here they are running a roaming Swiftblade in game number 2, and Boxy on Behemoth, and it's just like, what is going on here? I mean, Baltazar and Puppet Master, obviously that's pretty familiar, but definitely some questions here to be answered, so we'll see how they do coming out of the pause, but yeah, what about Midas? I was mentioning that there with that final pick. Midas seems like, again, he kind of has dropped a little bit with certain teams. Do you think Midas isn't a top-tier hero anymore? He's not worthy of a initial pick anymore?
And It's hard to tell. I mean, Midas is definitely one of those heroes you have to be worried about, or, you know, you kind of want to pick him if you have the chance. But if you prioritize,
there we go.
Yeah, a different kind of hero to get a proper lineup, then yeah, I could definitely see them not pick him up in the first tier picks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it seems like one of those cases, you know, there's some teams, complexity definitely comes to mind, who we'll see later today. Fuzzy Sloth plays a great Midas, so, you know, you'll see them pick it up initially or even be banned against him, cases like that. So, but in the case here, BMG happened to just final pick it with Make getting his hands on it here. So, all right, how are they setting up, though? Look at this. Puppet Master bottom with Empath Swiftblade here. So I guess we're basically seeing a tri-lane, but again, the Swiftblade is the support here in this lane, not the Puppet Master, which obviously either one would be pretty interesting to see. But it's definitely the Swiftblade here, which is still so weird.
And then Boxy forming short, okay. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, this is definitely going to be interesting, at least.
Yeah. My thing is, I mean, okay, maybe this is the good game for it, because I was going to bring up, is this the right place to even bust out a strategy like this? Because clearly this is pretty unique, and this is not an everyday thing here as far as the strategy goes. They're up 1-0, though, here in the loser's bracket matchup here. So part of me wants to argue, like, why try something like this? Why not just stick to what even worked the first game and dominate it with, and don't do anything too crazy to just secure the victory? But then the other part of me is like, if you're going to want to try something like this, when you're up 1-0 against a team, maybe that's the time to do it. But I don't know. It still feels like this better work kind of deal, or else you're going to definitely have people kind of questioning what the hell were you thinking here. at the same time. So, is he actually farming? No, he's just denying. Okay. Almost looked like he was going for creep kills there for a second. But no, he's just simply denying. So, wow, middle lane. Pebbles gets really low there. He's going to pop a health potion to be fine, but taking a lot of pressure from Midas right there. So did they swap it? They did, didn't they? Drunken comes bottom, and now Magebane ports top. So how about that swap? Make sense to you?
I mean, definitely does, but I feel like Hellborn team should just... No, actually, they don't need to adjust. They're still gonna have good farm on the Behemoth. So I guess they're fine with how the lane's gonna shape up. What I would actually like to see from the Legion team, though, is get the Pebbles some Norwegian. I mean, they have 2 supports, and Pebbles has no shield against a Midas mid. Ooh. That's definitely hurting him.
Yeah, you wonder if... So, I mean, it's safe to say Reason was not expecting the lanes to turn out like this, and I don't think you can blame them. These are very unique lanes here from BMG, specifically this bottom lane. Like they probably thought it was going to be a Suicide Midas, if anything. You know, the middle Behemoth and then the short lane Puppet, but obviously it did not play out like that at all. So definitely credit to BMG for that, perhaps, in terms of the matchups here. So yeah, that no shield on Pebbles, pretty big deal. In fact, Midas going in here. Not going to be enough for a kill, though, again, but providing plenty of damage. He does have his bottle first. So making use of that there. Top lane, you mentioned Behemoth should still be fine against Magebane, and that's definitely living up so far. He's 11-5 currently. Whoa! Missing bloodlust kills left and right. Middle lane, Pebbles goes down to Midas. You know, I probably should have kept the camera there because it seemed like that was eventually going to happen. I mean, Pebbles constantly was taking good damage from Midas.
Yeah, he just jumped him and then got the combo off and just finished him off easily. So, yeah, but what we see here is that the Pebbles is actually spending his entire farmed gold on Regen. And, I mean, that's just gonna hurt him so much. He's not gonna get anything in this lane.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, what's the point, right? You're just spending all that gold that you're making on just more regen and just farm more to get more regen. It's just like a vicious cycle. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Drunken Master trying to make a play right here. The spin damage, it is going to be enough with the Whiplash from Puppet Master. Now he needs to run, though. The Impalement's doing a lot of damage. The health punch in the last second, though. And now Magnus has to sit in that steam bath. He should be fine here for the time being. A wall up in 10 seconds, so it's just a little too long here. However, he's going to try to run, but he didn't have anywhere to go. He could have sat in that steam bath. I guess spin and stuff was coming up, though, so he really would have probably died anyways, but obviously went in favor of the Hellborn team. A 2-for-0 exchange there here at the bottom lane.
Pebbles getting a haste.
Ooh, this is a good chance. He's coming in. Can he catch them? Oh, what a wall from Empath. The timing was perfect right there. Drunken Master, he is going to be fine. Pebbles, though, he's not going to get... I mean, they needed that. They needed a kill there with that Pebbles. And unfortunately, He doesn't get it. That was well played, though, with the wall. Good reaction. Rare disease part, so. Reason, any lane swaps you think they need to make, or is it just simply they need to not die here at the bottom, especially?
It's kind of hard to tell. I mean, they should probably give up the challenge bottom. I mean, they already kind of lost the challenge now, so they should try to send Torture mid, maybe.
Yeah.
And just help the Pebbles a bit. He's really just struggling here.
He's not having a good time, yeah. 109. Do you think it actually goes back to the buckler? Like, because, I mean, Pebbles, it's a tough matchup probably no matter what, but not having the buckler, it's no doubt makes it that much harder. Like, is that the major reason why he's having such a tough time, you think?
Well, to be fair, they have 2 supports, as I said earlier, and they didn't really need all that regen for bottom lane, I feel like. So they could have easily pulled him like 100 or 200 regen, thinking as he would most likely be up against either a Midas or a Puppet Master. And therefore, he definitely needs a buckler, right?
Yeah.
And So if he buys a buckler, then he doesn't have the goal to buy the minor totems, which he definitely wants to have. And that is why you have to pull in region. And yeah, if they would have done that, he would have been in a way better spot.
I really think Reason Gaming, again, the lanes here by BMG is what really threw Reason Gaming off. And hold on thought for a sec, because Magnus, bottom lane, he's probably going to die right here. The show's keeping him in place, the hold more so. And he could not stun away. Well played there. You see Make coming in, is going to be stunned. Not able to chase down anyone in the end, but causing some issues. Although, actually, Drunken's going back in here. Going to make a play on a Midas. Now, I don't know if this is necessarily the best decision, though. And the Torch is going to take a lot of damage, and there comes the regen rune. That is going to pop. So, yeah, especially since he had that regen rune, I mean. And now he's actually going to look for a turn kill here again. That's what I was saying. Although Drunken Master is going to be fine as he falls back. But, again, when you look at the players playing the heroes, if they went to their appropriate lanes that you normally would expect, then it would have been that Behemoth mid with Boxy playing it. But, yeah, clearly that wasn't the case, and not having that buckler, an issue for sure. So Pebbles, I mean, you look at it right here, the auto attack's doing plenty. He's going to at least throw him off, and it's not going to matter, because Empath comes in and helps secure a kill with Midas. So, I mean, Reason Gaming, nothing, both these games, they just can't get anything going. And, you know, part of me definitely wants to say this is all BMG, but it also feels like Reason Gaming is just not all here today. And top lane, wow. I mean, that was a mana rift even used right there trying to kill Behemoth, and it didn't even come close in the end. So, it's not happening.
Yeah, this is kind of sad to see. I actually expected a nice matchup between these two teams, as they've been playing fairly even in the group stage.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is just dominating BMG here.
Yeah, maybe we'll find out later on, you know, into tomorrow especially, but you know, not to get too ahead of ourselves, because it's not over yet, obviously. Behemoth at the top lane, he's going to live for now, and he will live! Oh, that's got to be the icing on the cake, man, of just the frustrations coming through here for Reason Gaming. To be so close to a kill on this Behemoth, to then not get it in the end and get turned 2-0. And then he just goes back to farming as he got the regen. That was just, well, ridiculous. So, it's, you know, how many different ways can we sit here and suggest that Reason Gaming is just not all here today? It's, I don't know, but that's just continues to be the case. And I can't recall the last time here, yeah, especially with the series that, I mean, this, you know, a lot of series, especially in the group stages, there are some where, you know, you go into it, you almost expect, like, okay, this could happen. I did not see this happening at all. I really thought this was going to be at least a well-fought series, if anything, but this is just pure domination by Bad Monkey Gaming here in this best of 3. So they are definitely on their way to moving to the losers bracket finals, pending just some complete turnaround from Reason. And you know what you got actually brought up a good point in chat. I'm curious about your thoughts on it too. He said this Mage Bane pick just felt out of place. Like, there was no reason for this Mage Bane carry pick other than they just wanted a carry and they figured Mage Bane would be good for it. You kind of agree there? Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely. I feel it's the same kind of thing as last game with the Tempest pick. They wanted something, but they didn't really have a plan in mind with that pick. I mean, Mage Bane is the kind of carry that you want to pick in a like counter carry situation when you have like a Dr. Oogie in the enemy team. I feel like that is what Mage Bane really is about. Definitely is a strong carry, but in this lineup, he just doesn't really do anything in this game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not he's the reason by any means, but just kind of, you know, figuring out what's gone wrong here for the Legion team, and just one of several things here. You see Pebbles middle lane. He will get caught as Empath roams in for the kill. Behemoth bottom lane. Mage Bane's dead. That's, oh, it's not even. I thought it was a portal key on Behemoth, but no, he just walked up and shockwaved apparently, and he's going to turn on to Magnus. Do not underestimate Behemoth, man, especially one that's gotten farm. He's going to get a hat trick. I mean, this is definitely a hat trick right here. There's a stomp, the auto attacks, the taunt even comes out, and it's just a matter of time. There we go. It's a hat trick from Boxy. on Behemoth. That was 1 versus 3, and he just took them all out. That's Behemoth. Oh boy.
Yeah, Boxy showing off pretty hard here.
This is what I'm saying, man. We need more enraged build Behemoths, man. Like, this hero hits so freaking hard with that W. And it even got nerfed, which, God, I hate. I really wish they didn't nerf it, because he was even more damage before, but...
He only has 2 levels in it, and it dealt that much damage.
That's ridiculous, yeah. Look at that. I get another kill onto Sasuke once he comes back in. Yeah, it is definitely a little unfortunate that this game is just going to be an obvious pretty early concede here, because I would have loved to see a farming Behemoth. I'm always like to see this idea of the farming Behemoth and what he actually will do with as far as building. Boxy is one of those players where I could see him coming through and going that the assassin shot here and having fun with it, but no, he does go the portal key, even despite the lead. All right. We'll keep it to the usual, that's fine. But even without, like, I know the Assassin Shot Rift Shards idea is a really fun idea, but even without that, though, as again you're pointing out, it was just even the level 2 Enrage, you get that level 4, you're able to do a ton of damage through those auto attacks. With even just portal keys, so.
Getting levels early on in the Behemoth is a very big deal. Yeah, I mean, they just really came through here. And he, as I expected it to play out, he actually dominated the Mage Bane top as well in the 1v1. And yeah, I feel like it's partly the draft, but also partly the... I mean, you're right, they definitely didn't expect a man-up try in there, but... I mean, they had to know that it's gonna be a tough laning phase for them. They definitely should have secured a farm on Pebbles and Mage Bane instead of picking the Drunken Master here, I feel like.
Yeah. Well, it's obvious that, again, that 15-minute mark is going to come soon enough for Reasoning Game, and I'm sure it's pretty evident at this point. I mean, I know last game, even they were behind, they kind of stuck it out, but like I just don't know why you would even want to try to stick this one out. I guess, if anything, it is the final game no matter what, so there is that, but this has to just be... I know I would definitely be frustrated on their side with this game and how it's just not gone any way as they plan. So yeah, as you pointed out, just some drafting decisions, some laning in general from that, just how they even did the initial items. There really are definitely different levels that, you know, as a caster here and as spectators, we may not necessarily notice all the time here from game to game, but you know, especially those early items play a little bit bigger of a role than maybe we do give them credit for. Because probably you could argue that most of the time it's what you would expect, and you know they get the appropriate items, of course. But yeah, knocking in the buckler on Pebbles ultimately resulted in getting bloodlusted, and then yeah, the kind of snowballed from there with him not doing well and everything else. So. If this game does happen to end here very shortly, we will have a bit of a break, unfortunately. We got our next matchup, which I find it hard to believe it would be a similar outcome to this one, because we got Evil Corporation versus Complexity, the 1 and 2 teams. I'm definitely expecting a pretty damn good series in that one, and I don't see that being any other way, but... yeah, this one definitely catching us a little off guard in terms of being pretty abrupt right here. But they're going to stick it out a little bit at least, as it does pass the 15-minute mark here. But
yeah, it's because Pebbles just got his peak, eh?
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Yeah, the kill on BG was actually huge for them, and I think he even picked it up. Yeah, so... managed to get his PK, and I mean, okay, we know that the PK is probably not going to do much, but if there's any hope for the Legion team, then it's definitely that PK on Pebbles.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I can understand why they're not going to concede this yet.
Yeah, it's kind of, that's the idea of this lineup, too. It's almost built around, you know, get that Portakey on Pebbles, try to make some plays with it. He's going to try right here now. By himself may not necessarily be the most effective. He's going to go for the ninja, though. He's going to kill it. Can he get it in time? He has a full inventory, so I don't know what he was planning there. I don't know if he just forgot or if he just really was trolling there in the end, but...
Sell that minor totem.
Yeah. Did he kill Conqueror? No, Balthazar got it. Okay. I mean, I guess if he killed Conqueror, there would have been something there, but... Nope, didn't even get that. But yeah, I will say about our next matchup, though, of Evil Corporation versus Complexity. I've been saying it since earlier on in the group stages. If there's a team that I would have to pick to win this cycle, definitely would be Evil Corporation. They're looking so good right now. I think Embry picking them up, in the last cycle and this cycle, they've made it work now. It's come together. Always been obviously a very, very good team, and they're the team to beat, I think, here in cycle number 3. So expecting a good series, but okay, it is official here. But yeah, what do you think about that? Do you think Evo Corporation is a team to beat, or are you liking Complexity's chances?
No, I have to say I'm really impressed by the way Evo Corporation has been performing in this cycle, especially. And I mean, with the kind of roster changes coming up on us, I don't know if anything was announced yet. I'm not entirely sure about it, but I definitely think Complexity and Evil Corporation are going to be the ones dominating